What's good, YouTube? Welcome to episode 1 of No Man's Sky. Yes, this is the game that everybody wanted to see because they thought it was going to be amazing, and then all of a sudden it came out and it was nothing like they said it was going to be, and everybody was mad, and now they're all happy because they fixed a lot of the issues. So we're going to go through here and give this a look. I haven't played this in a while, and I haven't played it as much as I'd like to. I absolutely love this game and want to check it out. So we're going to give it a run. We're going to concentrate more on the building aspects of the game. I haven't really seen a lot on building in the game or anything like that. And this is a building channel, so we are going to work on the building. By the way, if you're here for my Space Engineers content, it will be released on Wednesdays and possibly even Sundays. So let's just hop right on into the game here. All right, so the first thing we're going to have to do is work through the tutorial here that they give you. So we're just basically going to run through what they tell us to do, grab a bunch of stuff, and get our ship running. That's probably going to be this entire episode, is getting the ship up and running and get off planet. Alright, so we are in the game. Now, there's a couple little things I have to do here before we get started. Unfortunately, you can only go in the options once you've loaded into the game, so I need to cut some stuff off for you guys. I personally cannot stand motion blur, so let's get rid of it. I'm pretty sure everyone else feels the same way as well. So we're just going to bring the motion blur all the way down to 0 so you guys don't get sick. I know some people do get sick from it, and personally I just can't stand the look of it. Alright, so we have that saved, and let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing we need to do is fix our scanner here, so we need to get some ferrite dust up. So let's see, do we have anything around that's got ferrite dust in it? Yes, right here. So this will give you basically a run through of everything that they want you to do. It'll come up on the little lower right hand corner here. So we need to fix this immediately, which means we needed 75 ferrite dust, which is what we're going after now. That's not what I need. I need you. And here we go. That should be all the ferrite dust we need. Alright, so I'm going to quickly run through all of this stuff here. So tab to go into the multi-tool for the inventory and fix it up. Next thing we need to do is we need to scan to locate some sodium, because we need the sodium. We are in a toxic environment here. That's what's used as a fuel for your spacesuit. Basically, it'll allow you to keep from breathing in toxic fumes and radiation and all that fun stuff. So, ow. Alright, we've got enough now. Whew. Okay, we've got enough now, so we need to recharge this. So you hit tab, bring the sodium up, and boom, it's recharged. We are good to go. Okay, so I'm going to continue to grab sodium-rich plants here while I can, because we're going to need it. Okay, so it says reach the marked signal, so we're going to have to run to the marked signal over here. We're going to run straight there. So this game's all about exploration and discovering things that nobody's discovered yet. Not nobody, no one has discovered yet. And basically building your way into space. And we're going to concentrate more on the base building. There's a lot of cool base building stuff, and I don't really see too many people on YouTube doing the base building in this game, and there's a lot to it. They've got all kind of cool stuff that you can do with it, including logic-based programming of different things. So we're going to really take a deep dive into the building on this game, and probably work through the storyline as well. Alright, so let's see. We need to run up to this spot over here, and it's going to start storming here shortly. No, not yet. It's not going to reach. Yeah, okay. So we need to do this thing here. This is all scripted, so it's all the same thing. Every time that you do the beginning quest, I guess you'd call it a quest. Yeah, every time you do that, it's going to basically give you the same little thing. It's going to be random locations and things like that, but it's basically to get your ship running for the first time. Alright, so boundary separation failure likely. It's basically going to tell us to get into the ship over here. So we're going to go ahead and broadcast this. I'm not going to go too much through the storyline for you guys. I don't want to ruin it. If you guys want me to cover more of the storyline, let me know and I will. but I don't really want to give any spoilers just in case you plan on either getting the game or you have the game and haven't played through it yet. I don't want to spoil too much, so any of that stuff I'll probably just cut on out. Okay, so it says our launch thrusters are offline, so we're going to have to go ahead and fix the ship here. And I'm going to go ahead and connect the exosuit here and cut this out for you. Okay, repair ship. So we're not really getting into any of the storyline stuff yet, so I can talk on through this. And we need to find a hermetic seal and metal plating here. So let's go ahead and find just that. I'm going to wait for my suit to charge back up. That's this yellow bar down here with the radiation symbol. Okay, so we're done with that, and we're going to hop out. Because as we go, we are going to run into a storm very shortly, and we need to be prepared for that. We don't want to use up our radiation protection too much. So we need more ferrite. Alright, we got more ferrite, and now it is time to access the inventory and fix this thing up here. There we go, it's making us craft some metal plating here. And now that we've crafted the metal plating, we will go ahead and put it in the ship. And we're going to need the damaged pulse engine part. So it's going to send us on a little quest to go get that real quick. So let's do that so we can get our ship running. While we're at it, I'm going to grab some of this oxygen-rich stuff because we need oxygen. Oxygen makes us breathe, and breathing is required for surviving. So it wants us to hop back in the ship here and check on our status. It's still critically damaged, and okay, so we need a hermetic seal. So we're going to request assistance, and it's going to send us to one. Which means we have to hop out here and check the distress beacon. The beacon will have the planetary chart that we need to find one. So hit tab and open that up. Go to the planetary chart and hit E. There we go. Does its little radar thing. I think this is awesome, actually. I like the way it does that. It looks really good. It does that for saves and things like that as well. So let's go ahead and shoot forward. Now, one way to move around quickly in this game is to hit Q and then hit the space bar to use your jetpack. And basically you'll shoot forward really quickly. That's probably the quickest way to move around in the game, and I absolutely recommend getting used to it. Be careful if you're doing it off of cliffs though. Make sure you save some jetpack fuel for the landing, otherwise you will kill yourself. It is highly possible. And as we get stronger, we'll be upgrading our equipment and stuff like that to where we can jetpack for longer and things like that. So that's something to look forward to there. Now, these little blue plants right here, these deuterium-rich plants, these will allow us to move really quickly. So basically that gives us unlimited jetpack while it's active. So absolutely use those if you've got a long way to go. It's a jetpack power surge. And we're going to run up here to the building here. Grab some hydrogen while we're at it. And we need to get to the building as quickly as we can because there is a storm on the way. All right. There we go. And run into the building because this storm will kill us if we're there too long. And just search everything inside of the building here because that's what you do. You search everything. Alright, so Hollow Archive, 6 of 7 logs corrupted. Entry number 4924A follows. Okay, I'm not going to be showing you too much of this stuff because this is all storyline stuff, I think, for the most part. Okay, so we got the hermetic seal here. Good, that's what we needed. And we're going to search all of this building here to make sure there's nothing in here because you can get all kind of stuff in these little buildings. You can get nanites, which are kind of a currency here. You can get all kind of things. And we're going to let this storm blow over while we're doing it. It's scripted. There will always be a storm. But just make sure that you point at everything in here and you use everything because you'll find all kind of cool stuff if you do. And I'm going to stand here and wait for the storm to go away. It'll tell me when it's ready. Also, if you're radiation protection starts getting low, if you run in one of these buildings, it'll automatically recharge on its own without actually having to use sodium. So that's always a good thing to do. All right, we just got the all clear. It's clearing up, so we're going to head on back to the ship here. So it says to use the analysis visor, which we cannot use yet. We need carbon nanotubes, so that means we need to get some carbon here. Pick up some more sodium while I'm at it. Now, any kind of plant life will give you carbon, like this guy right here. He'll give you carbon. So that's what you do, is just pick that stuff up. Ooh, looks like we got some of these subterranean relic vortex cubes here too. We're going to go ahead and pick those up. We can sell those off pretty good later. Good source of credits later. And also, if I remember right, some data as well. Stuff that'll help us progress a lot easier. All right, so let's see. We need to install the technology here for analysis visor. And we need the carbon nanotubes. In order to do that, we need to build them. So let's go to our exosuit here. And click here and go to carbon nanotubes. Then we can go back to technology and go to multi-tool here. And yeah, multi-tool up here. And then we'll go to install that and we should be good. All right, analysis visor installed. We are good to go. So that gives us our way back to our ship here. So let's head back there. And it also gives us the scanner here that we can start scanning things. Now, I recommend scanning as much as you can. This is another way to make credits and things in the game, which you can spend on ships and all kind of stuff. So absolutely scan everything you can. It's one of the fun parts about the game, is finding new places and scanning all the different things. You get bonuses the more you scan. So I recommend trying to scan as much as you can. You can also get nanites and things later in the game. Alright. And nanites are very useful. They're useful for upgrades and things like that. Anything that says unidentified material, like right here, any kind of unidentified stuff, you can hit F, hold it down, and then scan the object here. Basically, when you go to a new planet, what you really want to do is just make sure that there's nothing unidentified anymore. Because you get bonuses and things for finding everything on the planet. Alright, looks like we got some animals here we need to scan. And good. Done. There's all kind of interesting looking animals and stuff like that. Everything in this game is procedurally generated. There is a set number of things, looks that you can have. Looks that you can have in the game. See what I was talking about with the thing earlier where you can kill yourself if you're too high? Be careful with that. I just hurt myself pretty bad there. Heading on back to the ship now. Grabbing up another deuterium-rich plant. And these caves are really good sources of stuff in the beginning of the game too. They've got all pretty much everything that you'll need can be found in the caves early. So if you find a cave really early, it's probably a good idea to use it. We're not going to do that today because that would drag us away from what I want to do in this episode a little more than I'd like. But if you're trying for a perfect start, that's the best thing to do, is find you a cave pretty early. That way you can grab up everything that you possibly need. And we are back at the ship now, so it wants us to fix the ship. So we can hit tab here. We don't have to be inside of it. We just have to be in range. And we have fixed it. Alright, so that is good. And it wants us to repair the launch thrusters. So we need dihydrogen jelly, which we have. So let's go for Starship here and try to work on these thrusters. We do not have that yet. Okay, so we need dihydrogen and we need pure ferrite. So hydrogen are these little blue things around here. These crystals right here you can get hydrogen out of. So that's where to get that. And let's search up this stuff while we're at it. You can get rusted metal from this, which is good. I'm not really certain what else you can get out of those. I've never really gotten anything out of them other than rusted metal. that can be useful later. It's not the best thing in the world. Now be careful here. You need to make sure you have enough oxygen and sodium in order to survive out here, because as you're outside, it will use your oxygen and sodium. So you always want to make sure you have enough. We got condensed carbon here. This is good. And let's head on back to the ship to get this stuff straight. All right, now that we are back at the ship, it wants us to do dihydrogen jelly. So we're just going to click here and boom. Okay, how many do we need? We needed 1. So I'm going to go to starship and thruster. There we go. And we need some pure ferrite, which is going to run us through a little bit of a quest to build the pure ferrite. So we're going to need a metal plating, which we have enough for already. So do that. And then it wants us to do pure ferrite as well. Gotcha. So hit Z for the portable refiner here and click on the thing there to do the thing. And then we can hit E and bring that up. We're going to need some fuel for it. So I'm just going to put regular carbon in as fuel. And we're going to do... First, we're going to take all this rusted metal and turn that into ferrite dust, which is what we need to make the pure ferrite with. Okay, so then we put the ferrite dust in here, and then we can get the pure ferrite out from that. There are some things that require a couple steps in order to create, so that's a thing that you'll have to pay attention to. Alright, so all of that is... Oh, wait, I don't know if we're done yet or not. No, we're not. We had one more. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that away. Now that we've got the pure ferrite, we can pick this up. And we need to repair our launch thruster here, so go back to the ship. And hit tab. Bring up the launch thruster and fix it. Alright, we're done with all of that. And I believe our ship is good to go. Yes, all systems functional. So we're going to hop in the ship here and let everything charge up. And it says use W to take off. So if you hold down the W key, you'll take off. And then we'll just fly. It wants us to fly up into space. So we're just going to fly into space here. And we are in space. All right, good. So that's how you get off of a planet early game. You're definitely going to be using your spaceship quite a bit here. So it wants us to test the flight controls and thrust. So we need to hold down W to move forward. And then it wants us to left shift for boost. And then hold space to test the pulse engines. All right, everything's good. Ooh, is that titanium? Okay, we got an incoming transmission here. So this game right here, there's a lot of stuff you can't read in the game. You'll actually learn to read more words and things later, but it's pretty open-ended on a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of it you're not going to understand. You're dealing with alien cultures and things like that. You can learn their languages and stuff, so it makes it easier later. We'll get into that later. Let's see, we've got the planetary coordinates. Okay, so we're going to just input these planetary coordinates that this total stranger in space gave us. That's safe, really. So we'll gather up some platinum there. Yeah, that was platinum. Good. I said titanium earlier. I meant platinum. And now that we have that, we are going to find the little marker here. And basically just put our little icon thing over that. Hold down W and hold down space, and it'll pulse engine directly to the signal source there. I love how you can pulse engine straight through things. That's pretty nice. And then hold down shift to speed up while we're in the atmosphere. And we are almost there. All right, and we have landed. Now, don't come in that hot if you're brand new to this game, by the way. You got to get your timing right, or otherwise you're going to smack right into the side of the planet. All right, so let's see. It wants us to do the broken technology here. It's going to tell us a little bit of stuff. We decipher the signal and decoding. Okay, so it just gave us some plans for a new building part. It wants us to start building our base. I don't want to start building the base in this episode. We're going to wait till next episode to build the base. So Let's see, we are going to do a little bit of research around here, just see what's going on, and then we'll probably be calling this episode and start the base building in the next episode, because that's what I want to concentrate the most on in this series, is base building. I'm just going to start scanning some things around the planet here. These sentinels right here, be careful what you do around them, because if they see you doing anything that they don't like, they're going to attack you. In early game, when you don't have any weapons or anything, they can be a real pain. I'm just scanning everything in sight right now, real quick. Learning as much as I can about this planet while I'm here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and search through all this stuff over here. There's all kind of little containers and stuff around. It's that other aliens and stuff have left around. So make sure you search into all of that, especially early game. It can have some pretty useful stuff to it. And I'm scanning as much as I can so I can get more credits and nanites later. Alright, and we're going to use the save and chart here. Alright, we have now discovered this. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and hop back in the ship here. And call this episode here. In the next episode, we should be able to get into some building and get our first little base built and start talking about all of that stuff. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, drop a like to let me know that you did. Also, if you're new here, think about subscribing and hitting the bell notification to be alerted when a new video goes live. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, click one of the videos on your screen now. Thank you. Have a nice day.